Hey, my loves. Welcome back to our channel. We are here with another one. We are talking all things ready to love. If you are new to our channel, make sure that you bust down, subscribe, talk mess, comment, like this video, share this video, because we're here for you guys and you guys make it fun. So we like to have, chit chats with you. So I'm Zar. This is Joe. Let's get into Ready to Love. Today, or this week, the men had the opportunity to get rid of a woman. I don't even like the way that sounds, but I guess
you made it.
It sounds bad,
You
right?
made it sound harsh the way you phrased it, but it was their elimination week.
It was their elimination week, but that means that the men had to be.
What?
Oh my God! I'm just noticing that.
Why?
Oh my God! That looks so good.
Yeah, I don't know why you. I don't know how.
Oh my God! Oh my God, babe, you did such a good job. So yeah. Oh my God, I'm so.
For 2 days now. A day and a half.
And I was working in the living room today. Oh my God, I'm so hyped. Sorry, guys. Sorry. It's the men's turn to, I guess, eliminate a woman, and they have to be intentional about their dates. And this week, they say that they're going to introduce these women or the women that they like to their friends, right? Which I think is kind of cool. It's not too much pressure.
It was cool. It just got weird because people was bringing two people on dates.
It was yes, and it was also weird. Sense. Did you guys find it weird that everybody had a female friend?
That was weird. And they was all asking the same questions, which was also weird. It just felt like y'all told them what to do instead of letting it be natural. Like y'all told them, bring a man, bring a woman, make sure the woman is kind of cute, tell her to say this. Bring, and then, I'm not sure that they chose to bring two people, but for the men's sake, I hope that it was a production thing, not for them to say, you should invite Chrysanthemum and invite Alexis.
Yeah, I didn't understand.
I didn't understand the two women thing, meeting, like, who goes to meet their friends or their families with two people?
And I get that it's like a dating show, but that was...
No, it ain't that type of dating show. Is it a polygamous show?
Like.
That didn't make no sense to me. Is it
a polygamous show?
I mean, that doesn't make sense.
That's the title it is. Don't forget.
I mean, it doesn't make sense to bring, when you're... It seems like the way that the world works and the way that all these other dating reality shows work is as the further you get into the season, the further you get into the show, the more genuine connections you should make with people, and the more you should whittle down your, whatever your prospects.
Right.
At this point, we shouldn't be double dating, bringing double the woman or man on dates. Especially when you get to the point where it's like, oh, take them to meet your friends, take them to meet your family. Like, nobody shows up to Thanksgiving with two men or two women. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're that rapper who
I
has that guy who has.
mean, some people are into. It's a lifestyle.
All his baby moms come to his Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's a lot.
So the first date is Vernisha and Joel. Vernisha goes to Joel's house and meets his friends. His brother, the only person's name I remember is Bongo, who is a friend of his. Yeah. And
his brother is like Precise.
Precise. And Shay, I think her name was Shay, is his friend, his female friend. And I thought it was very interesting, the conversation that they were having. Vernisha made it very clear that she is a relatively... Did she use the word territorial?
No, she didn't. The girl said that.
Okay.
Somebody said that. I don't know if it was the girl, but one of the friends said the word territorial, and it didn't make sense to me because it's like, if we're not polygamous,
right?
We're all territorial. We're all that's my person, and I don't share. Like Phoenicia made the comment, I didn't like that he was kind of, flirting with the other women or talking to them in the same way or whatever. She said, I don't like sharing. None of us do. I mean, unless you are into that sort of thing, more power to you. But this is not that type of show, like I said. So that comment didn't make sense. Anybody expecting a woman or a man to not be territorial, like I don't even understand. That term doesn't apply when you're in a committed relationship.
And And that's what I really don't understand. Like, clingy, those words like clingy, territorial, I kind of feel,
clinging is different from territorial.
but I'm clingy.
I wouldn't say
I'm
that.
clingy. Like, I think we're both clingy. We both want to be everywhere the other person
That's not clingy,
is.
though.
Okay, what is it?
Yeah, that's just enjoying your person's company and wanting them around doesn't make you clingy.
But I think that's what I'm trying to get at, babe. What I'm trying to get at is that, like,
because when you meet your person, you always want them around. That doesn't make you clingy.
That's what I'm getting at.
That's why I said it's different,
That's what I'm getting at. Because if it's somebody that you like, it wouldn't feel clingy, right?
Yes.
So
clingy is not.
It's reserved for people you ain't really feeling.
Yes.
Like that. Or your situationships. It's not really for the person.
Yes. The key word that you said is it's for your situationships.
Like, it's not necessarily for your actual human, because I'm like, by anybody's standards, even my girlfriends with husband, they like, damn, you always around him. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah. Like, when you want to be around that person, it's not clingy, right? When you enjoy being in somebody's company, that's not clingy. Clinging is this person is a bugaboo, to use an old term.
Right.
This person is low-key stalking me. I can't go nowhere. They always want this. They always want that. Like that, when it's a drag to you, right? That's clingy. Somebody who you like, man, I can't get away from this person. Like she too clingy, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but I don't really get that. First of all, I didn't like that the conversation went towards. First of all, she made a very clear point when she said it bothered her that she feels like he got it for everybody's spirit, is what she wanted to say. Because I get that.
That is what she said. She said he does that a lot. And she like rolled her eyes like it annoyed her, which was weird because y'all are friends. So the thing is, the whole using the word territorial for a monogamous relationship was weird to me. And she brought that up. And then, which I'd be curious to know, is she a single woman? Because she sounded like it to me.
Oh, she's for sure. I'm not even sure. Sure, but I'm sure. Because any woman
would
who's
be like,
in a committed relationship would be like, it's not territorial. First of all, if I got a deed to my land, right? Ain't it mine? They created the like Second Amendment rights. So if you have the right to bear arms to take care of your land. This is my territory. I feel that same way about my spouse. You know what I mean? We got papers to say you're mine.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, that literally, it makes no sense.
It just don't make sense. I thought it was kind of weird. Like, you need to be worried about her being clingy. And it kind of said a little bit more about Joelle than it did her. It said to me
it said more about the girl, her friend, his friend.
I don't even know why.
Because Joelle ain't say it.
She bothered me on so many levels, y'all. And I really did not want her to. But you ever feel like, you ever come encounter with a female friend and you feel like they don't want to like you?
Yeah, and that's what I got from her. That's what I got from her. Yeah, I totally got that from her. Like, what's your issue?
Because Renisha doesn't come off like, it ain't like she has a super strong personality. She's sure of herself, but and when I say super strong personality, I mean like obnoxious or like something very polarizing. She's sure of herself, but she gives grace. Like, she'll let you say what you have to say. She'll speak all stuff like that. So I kind of felt like it was weird that they had that assessment, even though the men in the room had a very opposite view of it.
Yeah. I mean, it was
her. He was like, I just feel like she feeling you.
Yeah, it was her. Like, it was the girl. Whoever,
you know what I mean? So,
it was her.
Very odd. But let's move on to it gets more odd. Liz, first of all, Liz walks in the door and we're like, oh, okay. She's going on a date with
Jason. Why? It doesn't make sense. Why was everybody just doing random shit this episode? That's what I didn't like. I didn't like this episode. If you can't tell, I didn't understand it. Why would you ask Liz out? Number one, because number one, you know that you and Liz, as of last week, you and Liz really didn't have no interaction with each other. Y'all really didn't have any chemistry. Y'all really wasn't feeling each other. You went out with Liz during the week where they said go out with a person who you really don't mess with like that.
Right. So she took him out, right?
So for you to then be like, oh, come meet my friends, was weird. Why? Because you like physically accosted her when y'all was on a date twice? That didn't make any sense. And then you claim that you feeling Kyra, but you invited Kyra out to a group polygamous date with a whole nother woman? That's not typically how you treat a woman who you're feeling, who you're trying to get in the good graces of. That's why I think he's gay. I'm sorry, I had a lot to say to this. I'm sorry, y'all, because
wait a minute.
This episode was a little whack to me.
Do you think he? Oh, excuse me. Do you think he's gay or do you think he's on the spectrum?
It ain't no spectrum.
He dibbles.
There is no spectrum. He undercover to me, and I feel like a lot of the moves that he said and did this week was him trying to overcompensate. Because ain't no way no man within his right mind, young, old, or somewhere in between, is thinking, I'm really feeling this girl. I want her to meet my folks, and I don't want to bring another girl with us.
Well, Ryan did the same thing, though.
What you mean?
Ryan did the same thing with, why look at them? Amber and, Chris.
Yeah, what's your point?
Because I'm saying, like, you're saying that this has something to do with his sexual...
No. Well, that part, I said the double date thing, I think was a thing of production.
Okay.
I think that with Jason, there's an added part of it with him trying to overcompensate with the two women thing. I do think that was thing. With Ron, I think it was a production thing. Like, because they asked Ron, I don't think it was a coincidence that Ron did it and Jason did it.
Okay.
So that's the part where I saw Ron do it, and I'm thinking this got to be a production thing, right?
Okay.
Either that or Jason or Ron ain't really feeling Alexis like that. But you just don't do that when you're really feeling. I don't know no dude. I don't care how cocky, how much money he got, how fly he think, what his occupation is. I don't know no dude that is really feeling a woman that will take her on a date and bring another woman with him.
Well, it might be the other woman he really feeling.
What do you mean?
Like some people are honest people. No. I was about to go somewhere.
No.
You see me? I can't even make a story.
I'm just assuming it's a production thing.
I can't even make
and with Jason, I think for him, it's like, oh, I got two women after me. And it's like,
you know what though? I think it's something to that.
Yeah, like no,
I think it's something to that.
No, you.
But his friends say that his friends make it a point to say that they thought that Kyra was more his speed and Liz was a little stiff, which basically meant that Kyra is your age and Liz is not.
Which also meant that you and Liz have zero chemistry because y'all don't talk to each other. It meant that. Why is she here?
It meant that. That's what it meant.
To the point of why she's here.
That's what it meant. Which it was just like, but I'm about to say something, and I hope this is going to get across. I really like Liz, and I want to be very clear about that. And I think she has a great spirit and everything, but her pretty is carrying her. Because in real life, I don't think that these men are as into her as they are.
I think David is into her. And
I don't know. David looking the way
I know.
I don't know.
And I just don't understand. I need help. So maybe somebody in the comments.
But let's go ahead. Oh, go ahead. Help us with what?
Well, I didn't want to get in the David thing.
I didn't make a lot of notes.
I was just saying. I didn't. If you wasn't ready to get into David, then I wasn't going to get into David.
I really want to go in on David, so I want to wait. Is it okay?
Okay. Yeah, whatever.
So we're going to talk about who was next. It was after Liz and Kyra was AJ.
Kyra went on 1,000 dates this episode.
Kyra went on 17,000 dates. She went on another date with AJ, and everybody is in love with Kyra.
But they're not. But they're really not.
But they're
by
really
their own admission.
Not.
They're like, yeah, Kyra. I don't know. Like,
which is another one who I think. Which this is not a problem, ladies. I'm not saying this to be like, oh, I'm castigating her anywhere or whatever. But I think her pretty is carrying her too. Because y'all
Kyra?
Yes.
Yeah.
You are not this into Kyra.
No. You're not. Kyra is a week ago, she was about to get eliminated or a week or two ago.
She ain't giving nothing. But did you hear when Jason gonna say, yeah, me and her have done, like, he tried to allude to the fact that they had been a little bit more intimate.
Why? Why did he try to do that?
But it wasn't like, but then when he got in front of the guys, he was like, oh, we was kissing.
Like a young boy. Like, you know, why did he try to do this? Go back to what I just said. Why? Ask yourself, why did he do that?
You tell me.
Ask yourself, why did he try to do that? You know what I mean? Why is he always trying to be like extra? He got to pour extra sauce on everything.
Yeah, it was very
and it's
odd.
Like, why?
It was very odd. AJ goes on a date with Kyra, and was very clear to me after watching this episode. AJ and Kyra are both being carried by their pretty. AJ just look at me.
I agree.
AJ don't give nothing. Do you hear me? Nothing.
Well, I don't know that AJ don't give nothing. I just think nobody is really like, nobody has a genuine connection with AJ. Like, so he's just there, like, no one. Kyra, like, Kyra, you really, like, got some,
I think she's forcing it, and I think,
yeah,
and
you
I think
really
the
don't
only
mess with
reason
him.
why he's still trying to date her is because he knows
her. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because this process will require, like, him to put himself out there.
Yes.
And I don't think that's something that he really, truly wants to do.
I think he do want to put himself out there. I just think that there's nobody here that he is really connecting with.
Or that part.
And Kyra's familiar.
Yes.
And she cute.
And she cute. You know what I mean? Which is fine. But I do think it's kind of like, it's getting really, like, boring. Mm-hmm. Like, that to me is not, like, fun, because you get excited about is that, like, these pairs that you weren't seeing happening.
Yeah.
And it's not giving that this season, and that's kind of annoying to me. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a little bit. So, we skip right over Chris and Amber. I take so many issue with this, and I think one of my first of all, Chris talks to with Amber, and basically they ask her, "Do anybody know about Chris? No. Do the Pope know about Chris? No. Do your family know about Chris?" The line
of questioning was so weird. Like, first of all, y'all, they are not about to get married. Why?
Do your dry cleaner know about Chris? No.
But then her face, she was like clutching her pearls as if like they was about to move in together. Oh, your mom don't know. Like, also, they're on a TV show. They probably signed the NDA. They probably haven't talked to anybody about anything. So no, nobody knows about the guy that she met a couple weeks ago that she's dating around amongst 10 other dudes. Like, what's this line of questioning? This is, I don't get it. Did the producers ask him to do that too, though?
Yes! Because some of these questions were the same.
They were the same.
Everybody was asking, how do you feel about female friends? Let me tell you how I feel about female friends. If y'all know me, y'all know. First of all, people will talk to me like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And I be telling people straight up truth. And people will go home and tell themselves lies. But you can't tell me a lie. Because I already know. And I mean this respectfully. Do I believe that men and women can be friends? Yes. If they have decided to get over the fact that one is attracted to the other. Because somebody has to get over the fact, even babies like pretty people, right? So I don't even talk to ugly like you. I only like to talk to pretty girls as a girl. So I know that if I have a male friend, it's because I either kind of think he cute and he can hang out in my team or whatever the case. It's that kind of vibe. And we have to stop acting like it's not. Because so often I talk to people and they have male and or female friends. And then they come out in the wash months later after I say my piece and they fight me on it. Then they'll be like, oh yeah, he tried to hit on me once. And then I'm sitting there like, but when I said...
Yeah, then you was crazy.
I was fucking crazy. So this is my feeling. We don't do... I am his female friend. I am your female friend. Period. You know what female friends we got? The married kind. All our friends, all my male friends is married.
And that's the real, and that's the real crux of this conversation. This is a moot point, especially at y'all age, because y'all going towards marriage. Y'all not really around here just to be pussyfooting and everybody in dating groups like we in college. Y'all not doing that, right? And the natural maturation process of a relationship and a friend group, when you are in a serious relationship, in a married relationship, is to be around people in like-minded situations, right? So it's not like I went somewhere and like cut off all my single friends. I just began to become increasingly closer to all of my married friends because we going through similar situations, we go out together, blah, 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 blah. And so at that age, then y'all understand that. Yeah. So everybody making this question like the meat and potatoes of these encounters is silly to me.
It is absolutely silly, honey, because your relationships change.
I got a male friend.
I was about to say male friends.
I have a male friend who met somebody years ago, and we used to run the streets together when I first got to LA. He met this girl. She's a wonderful girl. She's a friend of ours. He met this girl, and we never heard from him again. Like, figuratively speaking, like, you know, and it wasn't like a thing, like, we still friends to this day. They gonna be at our wedding. Like, it wasn't a thing of, like, he stopped messing with me. No, he was in a relationship and I wasn't. He was in a very committed relationship. And so his circle just naturally changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's all it was. And it wasn't a decision. And this is a male friend. So this is not even like he cut me off because I'm a woman. You know what I mean? So this is, you live life long enough. Y'all 40 something. So y'all have lived life long enough to understand this natural progression of life.
Right.
So for this salacious question had to be production.
I agree 1,000%. And also, I don't know how many of y'all watch Married to Medicine, but Dr. Simone and her husband Cecil was about to get a goddamn divorce, and they 50 some odd years old because he had a female friend that wouldn't know her goddamn place. Okay, so hashtag never forget. We do not do that around here. You just hang out with people who got the same idea about life and love as you do. Like, you know what I mean? And I think that that's okay. And I think it's a weird goddamn question to ask, like you said, 45 and 50-year-old motherfucking people. Like, what? But I thought that the date with AJ and Kyra was kind of like, to me. I was like, I mean, I hate to not talk about it.
It was.
Because she asked a very good question. She said, do you think that AJ is ready? And they said they believe he's ready for...
I do too. I just think he ain't ready for none of y'all.
I agree. And you could tell, because I think a man gets like a certain kind of spark.
Yeah. He seems bored. Is he giving bored?
1,000%. He's giving bored, babe.
Yeah.
And I think he's just going to coast along with Kyra because somebody else is paying for the date.
Yeah, and Kyra is the only
I'm
string.
assuming that.
Kyra is the only string that's going to keep him on the show because he ain't messing with nobody. He's not having any serious connections with anybody, and it's just he just gonna go along to get along.
And it's very fascinating. So Ron, Chris, and Amber go out on a date. And I'm going to be honest. Again, I like Amber. Now, Amber did annoy me because she immediately was breaking down.
No, Alexis.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah.
Alexis. Initially, Alexis, Chris, and Ron went on a date with one another. And she did annoy me initially because she was doing like her green screen and she was coming at Chrysanthemum and like, you know, what she wore.
Yeah, she was.
Which I agreed with her about what she wore, but...
No, it was nothing wrong with what she was. They was in a club. She wore a dress. She wore a club dress to a club. Which, why would you take somebody on a date to meet your family and friends in a club? This is not about to be about Chrysanthemum. Let's be clear. We don't really mess with Alexis like that. Alexis was... No, you don't. No, you don't. And we talked about this. No,
Alexis.
She doesn't. Alexis got to the place. All she did was hate on the girl Chrysanthemum the whole time. They asked the girl her occupation. She was rolling her eyes at that.
She did,
right? Which we talked about because we're both turned off by Alexis in reality.
In real life,
would you not annoyed by her having something to say about everything that she said about the girl Chrysanthemum?
I was bothered.
Okay, hold on, stop there. Okay, just so y'all know, I'm not crazy. So they show up to a club. She got something to say about the girl dress. She got something to say. The girl they say, what you do? Oh, she said, well, I'm a talk. They was talking about the traveling situation. She said, well, I can relate because I'm a flight attendant. Oh, I'm a flight attendant. Like, why are you hating on everything this girl say? If you really can't sit here and take the conversation not being centered around Alexis Fly, then tell somebody you need to leave.
I have a question. Do you think it's that she didn't want the conversation to be, that she wanted the conversation to be centered around Alexis Fly?
Yes, I don't even need the word. It's all
about
Alexis. She's so starved for attention. All she wanted to attention is so annoying.
Wait a minute, let me say my or. Or just giving her some grace. Do you think that it might be annoying to her to be around another woman that she knows he does not have the same connection?
Alexis Fly doesn't like anybody who takes attention away from Alexis Fly.
All right, you ain't wrong.
And that's period.
You ain't wrong. I'm just trying to give her the benefit of the doubt because I understood where she was coming from. And I also like how she showed up. She does show up to me a lot more mature than Chrysanthemum. And not even an age mature. I mean, actually just more mature.
Yeah, but that's not a compliment. That's like saying you're more responsible than a drug addict. Like,
no, what I'm saying,
Chrysanthemum she want to party and she still want to run the streets.
Honey.
Alexis Fly is also comes across as immature to me as well.
But what I'm getting at is that Chrysanthemum does not come across. What did Chris say? Chrysanthemum is not
available.
She's not available.
He said Chrysanthemum is not available.
Chrysanthemum is not available.
Which he was right.
But he said it so eloquently. I was so proud. but in real life, I get that from her. I don't know why she is here. Like, I really can't get it. So that's, and this is speaking from a woman who would never do anything like this. But if I was in this position, I could see how I would be annoyed by that woman's mere presence, because it's like, I know why you're here, and it's quite frankly only because you're cute, which isn't a horrible reason, but
I'm gonna tell you why she's here. Chrysanthemum is
because she's cute.
No. I'm gonna tell you why she's here. Chrysanthemum genuinely wants a man. She just don't want a real man. Like, she don't want these type of men. Chrysanthemum want a man. She wants a playboy. She wants somebody she can just do, a situationship. Chrysanthemum is not. Chrysanthemum wants to be in a relationship, but she is not here. She doesn't want the responsibility. She's not here. She don't want the responsibility of a relationship, and she doesn't want to be. She has no intention of being a wife. Like, she sit here.
She sure don't.
She don't.
I don't even think she has any intention to be. I think the best suited position for Chrysanthemum is a mistress.
I don't dispute that.
I think she would be a fantastic mistress.
I think she would actually be cool with it.
I think she need to go find somebody who got a wife, and he got a place in where they at, Houston, and he could put her up. Because I don't think that, and I mean that respectfully, and I'm not saying that she come off as a hoe. I ain't saying none of that. I'm saying she just...
No, she could just be the one mistress.
That's what I'm saying. The main
not
mistress.
Not necessarily hoeing.
You know what I mean? Like, but she gives me that. Like, she don't want to... Even when they were talking about in the thing, like, she don't answer calls. She don't want to text you back.
Yeah, because that's the vibe she on. She not here for because ain't no way.
Ain't no way what, Mr. Connor?
It's no way that she can get in a real relationship and have that same energy.
Ain't no way. I get cursed out all the time because I don't answer my phone.
Straight up.
All the time. So, like, I really just think that and I think I was proud of them for picking that up.
Yeah.
I was proud of everybody but Ron.
Because they're looking for, but Ron knows too. No. Ron knows better. That's why it didn't make sense to me for him to invite her to the joint. Like, Ron knows better. We've seen enough of Ron
but I think that's how pretty she is.
Better. Yeah. I think that's how pretty she is. But Ron knows better. I think, it just didn't make sense for me. I think they realize they're looking for a woman. They're looking for a wife. Most of these guys are. And so I think that they easily recognize.
I wouldn't say most of them. I would say like two of them. I really believe.
Who's not? Who do you think is not?
I genuinely do not think Joelle is looking for a wife.
Oh, I definitely think Joelle is looking for a wife.
I don't think that Jason is looking for a wife.
No, Jason's looking for a husband.
I don't. Don't do him like that. Don't do him like that. I do not think AJ is looking for a wife.
AJ is looking for a wife.
No, he's not here.
Jason is the only one.
I don't think that.
Jason is definitely the only
one. Who else on this show? Chris is looking for a benefactor. I don't think that he is looking for a wife. He said it himself. He don't even know if he want to be married. Don't get me started on. He reprised himself with the available comments. So let me let him live this episode.
Yeah, he a different case.
I'm gonna let him live. But I don't think most of them are, and I think that's also a fundamental issue with this show.
No. I think everybody but Chris and Jason
I genuinely don't believe they're looking for committed relationships. I don't. I really don't. And the more I watch it, the more I'm like, the only person I think that really would get married is David. And David been married 72 goddamn times.
No.
So he's talking about, I don't want to rush into it. I'm at the wait. I don't know if I can be out.
No, that's not what. David got his heart broken 1,000 times, and that's why he feel that way.
David is crazy, bro.
No, he's not.
I can see it in his eyes.
No, he's not.
I like it, but I can see it in his eyes. But he looks nuts. No, so Liz and David go on a date with his friends. Very pretty young woman. And
that was part of the requirement. Production asked them.
But she looked like Liz. Wasn't that weird?
No.
That's not weird?
No, they asked them.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. I thought it was a little weird. But not like it wasn't real life. But like,
that's probably not even his friend.
She couldn't stay the friend. That's how I feel. But they go out or whatever the case may be, and they ask Liz real questions. She wants to be married. She wants children. And they asked him, do you think that's something that you want to do again? And he just was like, yes, but he don't want to rush because he felt like he's done that before. And he wants things to be aligned. And he gives me indecisive. Like indecisive but possessive, because he's actually still feeling away because Liz kissed the boy, which is really
that's
weird.
what it is. Because
it's
and
weird.
I think that's what caused this little turn of events in this episode. Because I understand him feeling like I've done this in the past. I need to do something different. That is actually a mature state that most people don't get to, right? Everybody date the same person, they do the same things in a relationship, and it's always somebody else's fault. And David said, multiple times during the show, I felt like I rushed into things, I did this, I did that, and I got hurt. And so I want to make sure that I don't do, because I don't want to get hurt again. And he cried the one time he said it.
He did.
So I believe him.
I'm not laughing, but he did.
He did. So I totally believe him. I think that the thing that really caused him to start looking at stuff different is because Liz kissed Jason. But Liz forgot to tell him that Jason kissed her. And Jason stole the kiss. He ripped it from her. She was mean too.
He ripped it
was
from
like
her.
It was like ridiculous. Like if he saw it happen, he probably would feel a completely different way about it.
Because I know when I saw it happen, I was about to call the people.
Because that's the only reason why. That's the only reason why he wanted to slow stuff down all of a sudden.
You think?
That was it.
But to me, and that kind of probably triggered him because he was cheated on or whatever.
Yeah, that was a trigger. And all of a sudden he wanted to slow stuff down.
But to whoever point this was in the beginning, the old lady under the tree. What's her name? The old lady, Joelle friend.
But I started thinking about the Disney movie with the tree that talked in Pocahontas.
No.
Like, the old lady, the wise tree.
The old lady, that's a song. There was a old.
No, I don't know about that.
Okay, yeah, it's a song.
Pocahontas is a movie.
But basically, she said something that was really real. Y'all come on this show, y'all got to date all these people, and then y'all got all these goddamn expectations as if y'all didn't know what kind of show y'all was signing up for. Y'all are weird. Yeah. Y'all are weird. And I get it. You do get to have feelings for people a little bit more than others, and you expect for them to reciprocate that, but. On the other hand, like we're still in this process, and I thought it was just really fascinating that he felt like he had to be more reserved in his approach with Liz. I thought that was really fascinating. So they get to Liz go on a date with Jason. He continues to meet two people. He goes to this gallery. Look, I'm so unimpressed. He goes to this gallery where there's art, which the art was very nice.
No, it wasn't. It was not very nice. It looked like his little cousin.
Well, art is art.
It ain't that.
And everybody ain't gonna like everything.
Yeah, true. But we talking about that art was a joke.
No, you're rude and don't say that. They probably selling their pieces for $17 million.
They're not.
You don't know.
I do know.
But
they're not.
They go out or whatever the case may be and just, solidify their connection with one another. And he made it very clear that his friends thought that she would be a better match for him as well. And I think he's starting to see that too. And honestly, if anybody gets together, and this is keeping it 100.
It ain't going to be them.
I do think that they would be cute though.
No, you don't.
I hate when you do that. I do.
No, you don't.
Whatever, bull. So they
ain't
get
nothing
to
cute about Jason and Kyra at all. Nothing. Literally nothing at all.
Okay.
They're not a cute couple. They don't look good together. He's not even into her, or maybe even into women. Like
stop saying that. Don't out him. Don't do him like that. So they get to deliberation or whatever the case may be, and come to find out, everybody likes Kyra,
but not really. She just was the last thing that happened, and then it was just like, oh, okay.
She just was the most consistently nice to everybody, I think.
Yeah, because Kyra don't have... This is the thing. Joel was just being petty because he just had an argument with his woman. I get it. We've all been there. The other guy, Jason...
Ain't nobody more petty than Joseph Connor, okay?
Listen, Jason...
Woo,
Jason had a reason to say Kyra because that was the last person that he was like, in a intimate space with.
Which made sense why he said Kyra.
Whatchamacallit?
AJ said Kyra, that made sense.
AJ said Kyra because we just talked about how he know her. So that was it.
Yep.
David said Kyra because David is also in a real weird sensitive space. And he don't know how he had low-key had an argument with his woman too. So he was just being petty too. So it really, like, nobody is really feeling Kyra. Kyra was everybody's homie literally a week ago. Like, Kyra could have went home in the last couple of eliminations. So Kyra really don't have a deep connection with anybody. And I think that's the reason why her name came up. Because it was like, I didn't have a bad... You know what is the saying? Indifference is...
The opposite of love?
Is worse.
Yes.
Like, like there's love and there's hate, and indifference is worse than both of them. And that's Kyra. Everybody is just indifferent about Kyra. And so that's why her name came up. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, you know what? I haven't been that involved with her. I didn't really have my feelings hurt.
Like, how could y'all even... But the fact that Tommy didn't push back... I didn't think he pushed back enough.
He might have, but it seemed like they cut that... It's no way that they didn't have a long... It's no way that Tommy didn't have a longer conversation with Joel about why he said Kyra over Venetia.
But...
Because he was like, what?
This goes back to me saying, I'm looking at Joel differently. Because that's too petty for me. Like, you could...
just say, like, we had an argument.
We had an argument, and she has me looking at things a little bit differently, but I cannot deny that she's still somebody that I was...
said that. He did say...
But that's after he said a whole nother... Right. You first said something petty. You too fucking old to be that goddamn petty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's silly. Like, that's so childish to me. But that's where I'm getting at, where I do not think any of these men are actually into, like... wanting a spouse and a partner, because people argue and you've been married, and so when people, especially when you've been married and everything like that, you already know a lot of this shit come with the territory. Like, we two different people, we're going to have disagreements about things, you know what I mean? And it's like it's just really fascinating to me how he chose to handle that in that moment, and it's got me side-eyeing the shit out of him.
But you know what? These are also people who haven't been in a relationship in a while, most of them. So I think when you are operating from a single space, your first reaction is, fuck this motherfucker.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what they acted on.
Okay.
Because you're right, it was petty and it was stupid.
It was so petty and so stupid. And yeah, I didn't understand that. But comes down to the fact that Chrysanthemum and Liz are in the bottom two. And I'm going to be honest. I would have bet money that they were sending Liz home. I
did too. I thought... No.
Yeah.
Yeah, Liz. I thought it was going to be Liz.
And I thought it was going to be Liz because motherfuckers ain't... Ooh, I'm cursing.
I thought it was... I thought it was going to be Liz just as a tidbit of drama in watching Chrysanthemum's little interview or whatever you want to call that, and watching her and Chris sit down, I thought she came in with an attitude. She like, yeah, I know what's about to happen here. Yeah. She doing all that corny stuff. And I'm thinking, like, they going to end up keeping her. She doing all of this. And they
but how dare she come in here? But that's why you got... First of all, she gave me that attitude from... Like, I read that on her from day one. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chrysanthemum, like, yes. She gives, like... And it's not even that air. It's just a nasty attitude. You know what I mean? And I think that for her to come in there... And you could have obviously known, like, okay, maybe this conversation is about me being in the bottom or whatever the case may be. But why are you upset with them and not yourself? Like, I don't understand why being upset with them would be... They were the ones who went on a date with you.
Well, I know... I'm not surprised that was her reaction. She's the type of woman who it's never her. It's never her.
Yes, it was given that.
I'm not surprised she responded like that at all.
It was given that, and Chris was trying to be so polite and so nice, and she was just like, "Get to it."
Yeah.
Like, you wasting my goddamn time.
Because she knew.
And she's not used to rejection.
That part
because
too.
She knew it's more that than anything. Because the reality is, when you came in there with that attitude, that was because you knew you were about to...
You was about to get canceled from the show.
and that bothered you, not because you really wanted somebody on here. It bothered you because you are not used to rejection or people telling you no.
So this
you
might have been a humbling. And Frap had the same reaction.
Get them the fuck out of here. Okay, because this might be good for you in a humbling experience, and then you might.
It's not. Because it's not. We know people like this, where no matter what happens to them in life, it is always somebody else. You know what I mean? Yeah. And Chrysanthemum strikes me as that, and Frip and Frap, y'all could go be with each other because y'all perfect for each other.
They about to be talking.
Y'all, they both remind me as that type of person. Who like it don't matter. Oh, it's him. He was this. He was that. Da, 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 like, you know.
But it's not that it's hard. What was I was going to say like it's hard being pretty, but I think
y'all please don't.
No, and I don't mean this. I'm not saying this from like this is. I'm not saying it like that. What I'm saying is people get in. It's hard being in these cycles where people are. Look a certain way and they're used to certain things, and then they get thrust into these situations where you start to realize having a good personality means something. You know what I mean? Like being a nice person means something. Engaging people means something. Like, you know what I mean? That idea that you want everybody to come and approach you and do this and do that, that could be lost on people. You know what I mean? And you might miss out on something really grand trying to be like this or whatever the case may be.
And Chrysanthemum won't be single because she's selfish by her own admission.
Chrysanthemum just needs to be a mistress.
She's gonna be single because she's selfish and
she said that.
And she said that's what I said by her.
But then she said to Joelle, and I don't mean to go back, but then she gonna say to Joelle, "Well, you spend too much time with your kids. Like, how you gonna spend your time?
Yeah, like,
who would ever think to say? Exactly what kind of human being are you? Neil, don't get me wrong. I've never dated a man with kids for that exact reason. But I would never tell a man with kids that. Like, I would never.
But Chrysanthemum strikes me a type that she can have her own kids. And be pissed at her husband because he's spending time with y'all kids.
Like, they came out of use.
Yeah. Oh, you just gonna be with our daughter like that? What about me? Like, she strike me as that type.
Oh, she does. But she says she's selfish. And which is another reason why you don't need to be in a... It's hard to be selfish and in a relationship.
Yeah.
It's hard to do both. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they kicked her raggedy ass to the curb. And as they should have. Because she's cute in the face. But in real life, she's probably a 5.
Yeah.
But she's fine.
But like in the... But she's in the space of as a person.
Like, that's what I'm saying. As a human being, she's either a 4 or 5. Like, you know what I mean? And the looks have been carrying her for so long, which is why
for sure
this was really hard for her. But but it wasn't no more hard for her than it was for Ron to tell. Ron was shaking, trying to tell. And the guys want to tell you. I'm like, Ron, she ain't going nowhere.
You know what? Because it's Liz. Liz do give you that, like, you ever had that teacher in school who you just knew? For us, it had to be this teacher named Miss Hack.
Oh, I
who you don't fuck with her. Like, you know, it don't matter what's going on. Like,
yeah,
it's just certain people that give you that air. Like, you know, I'm not going. And and Liz gives that energy, which is why when people might meet her and say, "Oh, she's uptight or she's whatever,"
yeah,
because she has that, like,
because she's poised.
Yeah. And so it made Ron nervous. And Ron
was nervous, but it was so funny. It was so cute.
Because it had me thinking like, oh, Liz is really about it. Because Ron is like,
right.
Like,
I thought she was going home too, which really would have been messed up. But what I think is going on. I mean,
she is going home soon though. Because
either her. Okay, let's place our bets right now. Wait a minute, who gets kicked up? Oh no, next week is the men. David's going home.
I gotta think.
David's going home.
About that.
It's either David. It's David. David's going home. David and Joelle gonna be in the battle.
Joelle better make things
David
right
and
with
Joelle
Venetia.
gonna be in the battle.
He better make things. If he make things right with Venetia, he gonna be fine.
Yeah.
But he better make things right.
Yeah, but that's what's about to happen, because the only way David hanging on is because of Liz, and we can keep it 1,000.
Right.
And he doing her dirty. But I'm like really, it's funny because I'm really into this, but I'm like really annoyed with so many parts of this. Production.
It was the episode. It was just the episode. Like, we got to get back to couples being together independently of other people. Cut the polygamous stuff out. Like, just let people go on dates with people who they wanted. We went from go on a date with somebody who you're not really vibing with to go on a date with multiple people at the same time. Like, we need to get back to like people, because when it was just Joelle and Vernisha, everybody had butterflies, including them. You know what I mean? True. And now that's an ode to life. Like, when you got too many people on your shit, too much negative things happen. So you need to keep it you and that other person for the most part. And I think when they get back to that, we'll see, you know, when it was just Liz and David was giving everybody butterflies. Now everybody is coming in. We got Jason coming in. It's too much energy. We need to get back to that, and hopefully we get back to that next week.
There might be something to that.
Yeah.
There might be something to that. Well, I'm still enjoying Ready to Love. I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited about them, and I guess we done. But still, let us know what you guys thought of this episode and our review. Okay, and we'll see you beautiful mother jumpers later.
Oh, and for those of you who also watch Married at First Sight, we're doing a Married at First Sight live Thursday. So
yes, we are.
We'll do both. We'll do episodes reunion parts 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Live. That's why there's not a video, because we're gonna do both of them live Thursday.
Thank you for saying that, babe. Thank you for saying that. I guess we'll talk to you beautiful mother jumpers later. Bye. Peace.